What a da! As you can see, I'm back at the mental. Looks like some sort of new sign's been put up here. So yeah, I'll have a look at that now. So 25 plus years. I just thought I'd mention that, just because I've never mentioned it before. What's that doing there? That wasn't there before, but there's nothing on it. Something about to be environmental crime enforcement area. So I don't know what that's going to be. Going to be some sort of sign on that. Anyway, as you can see, I am back at the mental, and it's 25 plus years documenting this place, just in case I never mentioned it. And as you might or might not know, work commenced, started in September 1844. It took 4 years to build. It opened in 1848, and all the stone was from the Graig quarry, which is just about half a mile away, something like that, the other side of Denbigh. And some of the finest stonework that you'll ever see on the mental. Yeah, like I say, 4 years to build. And the clerk of works, which was a Richard Hawke, he was the head clerk of works. He was paid £2.12 and 6 a week. And the local stone masons and the craftsmen and stonemasons and what have you, they were paid between 8 pence and 5 bob, or 5 shillings. A bob was a shilling, and a bob was 12p in the old days, and they were paid between 8 pence and 5 bob a day. They were paid, so that's between 8p and 60 pence a day. Like I say, a shilling or a bob was 12 pence, and they were paid between 8p and 5 bob, or 5 shillings. So yeah, and it was originally built to house 200 patients, and by the mid-60s there was over 1,500 patients in the mental, and they were locked in at night between certain hours. There was no staff, no nurses, no doctors, nothing. They were just locked in the wards. So yeah, and like I say, originally just for 200 patients, but it peaked 1,500, and the wards were so overcrowded that patients had to sleep on the floor, and the beds were so tightly packed together that they had to get in and out the beds from the end. They couldn't use the side of the beds were so packly tight together. And like I say, there were certain categories of patients, as I've talked about before. There was Bringolai at the back of the nurse's home, which was a secure ward, where the patients were not only a danger to themselves, but to other patients and staff. That was a secure ward at the back. It is no longer there, it's been demolished. And then you've got the isolation ward, or isolation hospital, which is there. Any patients with contagious diseases were put in the isolation ward, or the isolation hospital. And then you had patients which were locked in the wards during the day. You had patients were allowed into the airing courts. There was one there, and there was one the other side. There were walled areas either side, and there was a door leading out from the main building into what was called an airing court, and all they used to do was wander around. They were contained in the airing courts. There was patients which were allowed out into the grounds, and there were patients which were allowed out with a nurse, supervised with a nurse or a member of staff, and there was patients which they could just come and go as they pleased. So that's it, bit of a history of the mental. And as I said, 25 plus years I've been documenting this place, and if you're interested, check out my videos. History, anecdotes, walkabouts, news, updates, all on my channel. So, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again.